Black Pack Homestead. How about an impromptu fall garden tour? Get ready for some ugly, because we've got some stuff that's dying back. We got some stuff that's being ate by cabbage moth worms. I mean, it's not pretty. So get ready. Here's the fall garden tour. Okay, well, as you see, our fall planting of cabbage and brassicas, hush! They are being eaten and attacked by the cabbage moths, laying their eggs on them, and their babies eating our leaves. We sprayed them with some P5, and that kept them off for a while, but you know, you have to reapply. And I tried some stuff with BT in it on these cabbages, and then put P5 on the other cabbages on the other side of the garden. And the ones with the BT solution did better. It's like called Captain Jack's Organics. I can't remember the actual name of the product, but we will be buying some more of that. Barking about. It's Cookie! I gotta show you Cookie. See, there is Cookie. And when we harvested, we must have dropped a rabbit foot because she wouldn't come in, and they, their son, the little boy that lives there, he said, my dog got a rabbit foot. You must have dropped a rabbit foot. Said she ran in the house and then jumped on the couch, started eating the rabbit foot, and they're like, what the heck is the dog eating? So there you go. My peppers are taking off again. This is some more of the good peppers. These are green bell peppers. King Arthur is the name for obvious reasons. And the giant marigold, and some more bell peppers. Oh, this one's ready. Look how big and nice that one is. So here's our poor blueberry bush. This is some of the ugly. This giant marigold, if you guys have ever grown marigolds this big, I mean, it fell over. If you've ever grown marigolds that get this big and with blossoms, I mean huge blossoms, like that, it like fell over onto this poor blueberry bush, and it's been struggling. But see, we got some new growth. We got it off of it. I think we saved it. But these grew like normal marigolds, so I don't know, maybe it's the rabbit poop. Here's some sweet bananas. They're big and fat. I need to harvest these like now, but I'll come back and do that in a minute because I don't have my basket. Yes, I am growing cress on purpose. This is wild cress, and I grow it and I feed it to my rabbits. Let's see, there's another blueberry that's kind of struggling. The ones on the back row don't do as good as the ones on the front row. Here are the cabbages that I did not spray with the BT solution and only P5. And they're looking better than they did. And this is a broccoli plant. I think I showed you a broccoli over there, but I didn't say it was broccoli. This is another broccoli plant. And then that is a collard green and a purple cabbage. And see, everything's getting eaten by the dang cabbage moths. Now see, these I planted way early in the fall, and they struggled. This is collard greens. And as you see, they're still struggling, but I actually have some harvestable leaves at this point. But that's some collard greens. And then here's some more collard greens that we planted after those from starts. I seeded the other ones. These came from a start from a local nursery, and they too got decimated. My tender greens or mustard spinach never did much. They got ate to death. I ended up feeding the majority of it to the rabbits. There is the good looking blueberry bush, some late borage, and another awesome looking blueberry bush, some more late borage, another blueberry bush, lots of new growth, And there's the fourth one that has also struggled on this front end. But, you know, he'll put out a few berries, hopefully. And then, let's see, this is struggling borage because it's fell over and it's growing weird. And then this is plain chamomile, not German or Roman, and it's like dying back. Somewhere in here there's more chamomile, but I have a feeling that the borage choked it out when it got huge. But that's okay, I have seeds. And then here is some more way ugly. Get ready, folks. That is the last pumpkin vine. We haven't posted that video yet, the conclusion to the patient pumpkin picker. But we did harvest 5 pumpkins, 2 off this plant, 3 off the one that was up there but is already gone. And since we were harvesting rabbits and breeding rabbits this weekend, or this past weekend, we didn't have time to do a lot of yard work or garden work. My yarrow is looking gorgeous. These 2 little tiny yarrows, they were covered up by the pumpkin plant, so they kind of struggled, but these guys are looking beautiful. So this is some of the pretty and the ugly of the garden. And then this is my valerian. My valerian is finally taking off. Valerian. And that is some dill that's going to seed. This is a poke plant that I'm going to pull up. There's some sage. And then there is Chris's favorite lovage. This is our second lovage plant. It's still on the small side. This is some volunteer borage here that's came up from where it self-seeded itself. Some more sage, lamb's ear, and some ugly. There is an old sunflower stalk that the borage was leaning against, so we left it to hopefully shade our snap peas. There's the other lovage that Chris loves. That's the celery tasting one. And you know, borage tastes like cucumber. Not that that's a great borage picture, but here's the borage flower. See the borage flower? Sun's coming out, we may lose it. So here are my snap peas. Let's go around the other side. The snap peas are struggling. I've got a few off of them. See, not a great place to put it, just saying. And that's a volunteer tomato plant. Look, I got a volunteer tomato. This little guy died. This little guy's struggling. And this little guy's struggling. And this little guy died. I feel like I'm doing This Little Piggy Went to Market. But anyway, you know what I learned from that? And that is like the important thing when you grow a garden and you plant that seed and you're planting it in faith that it's going to grow and be healthy and do everything that a good plant should do, right? And then you have a result like this. Let me give you a good dead one, where they're just dead. They just die. He grew pretty good. He put off a couple of peas, a couple of blooms, and then it was too hot for him and he died. So, do you know what I learned from that? I learned that I planted my peas wrong in 2 ways. 1, I planted way too early. Number 2, I planted in a bad part of my garden for peas that like shady coolness. This is a newer part of the garden. I usually plant my peas, well, in the spring I planted them around my trees. It was Chris's idea. It worked to a degree. So next time I plant peas, I'm going to plant them down in that end of the garden, right down there, where it gets shade the quickest, and hopefully I'll have a big harvest of snap peas. But as long as you learn a lesson when you make a mistake like that, and there are going to be mistakes, there are going to be failures. Hush! There are going to be failures. But as long as you learn from that mistake, that failure, that experience, and you put that knowledge to good use by not making that same mistake again. Okay, let's look at some feverfew. My feverfew that we planted this year is blooming now, so check out my feverfew. Look, Look at my feverfew. Isn't it beautiful? Sorry. Beautiful feverfew. Lovely, pretty greens. This is a medicinal herb, and it is used as a fever reducer, thus you would think so by the name, feverfew, and that's exactly what you use it for. And for pain, a pain remedy for any kind of pain. I'm going to use this in my pain tincture with the valerian, and yeah, I'll be harvesting a little bit of this here feverfew once it all blooms out. So yeah, my feverfew's blooming, my feverfew's blooming, yay! So, and then here's poor sad Stamen wine sap. Poor sad Stamen. He's got some new growth though, that's a good thing. It's a very good thing he's got some new growth. The Anna apple down here, she don't look all that great, but she's got some new growth too. Next year will be their 7th year, so hopefully I'll actually get apples. The one apple that was on it was wormy, so we didn't get to eat it, darn. But it's patience. You have to have patience. You have to have patience, you know, as a gardener. And, you know, that's an important part of it, because if you're not patient, you're never going to grow anything, because growing vegetables, animals, people, any of that, it absolutely takes time. I just had a bug attack. So I'm gonna, oh, I didn't show you the husky tomato plant that's still going. Hang tight, let me go show you that before I end this video. So yeah, let's go see that plant. I believe it or not, it's October 1st and I still have a tomato plant going, and they are ripening. It is Mr. Husky, he's looking rough, but I want to pickle a few more tomatoes. So I'm gonna let it go till it frosts. And there's Mr. Husky. Mr. Husky cherry tomato. He's a hybrid. But he's done good. And see, he's got a few more ripe right here. If we move that way, they'll ripen better. Oh, see, he's split. That's one of the first ones I've saw split. And then we'll get these little guys over here. Tomatoes, tomatoes. I love tomatoes. Uh-oh. That one's buggy. Throw that one in the woods for the animals. And then we got one more. One more. It's not quite ripe tomato. Okay. So that is our garden. Right now, at this very moment, it needs a lot of work. I have been really, really sick. As you know, if you watched Marella's Nest, Game of Crones, part 1 and part 2. And I'm feeling much better, and finished my rabbit chores up and had the camera with me because I was cleaning out a cage, so we can move Guinevere over to the cage that small, medium, and large we're in, because our cages need so much repair right now, and we've got like 3 months to do it, because in 3 months Quicksilver's babies will be ready to go into their own cage. So I'll close out this little garden update right here, and I would love it if you're not a subscriber. Right now is a great time to click that button, wherever that button is. You know, different devices have different places for the buttons. Wherever the subscribe button is, go ahead and click that, and then you'll be part of our pack. And, you know, being part of the Black Pack is an awesome thing. So, join the pack and subscribe. And then after you subscribe, you can like. It'd be cool if you would share our videos on your social media, so we can reach other folks that we might not otherwise reach. And if you click the notification bell, then you'll know when we produce a new video, because we don't have a regular schedule yet due to my sickness, but we're working on that to get more regular videos on a daily to every other day basis. So I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you here next time at the Black Pack Homestead. Bye-bye.